So there's no doubt that one of the best real estate markets in the country is the San Francisco Bay Area. Not just the Bay Area, but specifically San Francisco. But if you're gonna invest capital here, whether it's to live or to invest, what neighborhood is gonna give you the best ROI? Well, most people just assume that it's Pacific Heights. It's the most prestigious neighborhood and it's one that's been featured in so many movies, so why not? Put your money down there. And while Pacific Heights commands just over $2 million in average price, plus rental yields that barely hit 3.5%, there's actually another neighborhood in San Francisco that delivers nearly 4% yields for $1 million less. And that's just one of 5 overlooked areas where smart money is doubling or even tripling that of the returns in prestigious areas. So whether you're chasing cash flow, trying to find investment properties that make sense, or just tired of competing for overpriced properties in San Francisco, what you are about to see and what we're going to cover in this video today is going to change entirely how you actually look at and evaluate these deals. My name is Arjun Dhingra. I'm a 24-year vet of the mortgage industry, and I've assisted thousands of families and individuals buy property right here in the San Francisco Bay Area, whether to live in or to invest in for cash flow. So if me and my team can be of any help to you, please reach out to me on Instagram at Arjun Mortgage, and we would be honored to be able to put down some kind of a plan for you to help make that a reality here in this area. So first, let me get started with something that not every agent is telling you right now when you want to actually look at property here, and that is that prestige is killing your actual search. There is the landlord's market reality here in Pacific Heights. So because this is such a sought after neighborhood to live in, here's the reality for landlords in this market. San Francisco just saw 11% rent surges in 2025, creating conditions where up to 30 applicants at a time will sometimes show up to a single open house. Compass just reported a 6.4% quarterly increase alone. Landlords are reviewing dozens of applications within hours, and some of these properties are actually receiving offers above the asking rent. Then there's the prestige tax, which of course is going to come with a place like Pacific Heights. Pacific Heights commands $6,000 or just north of that in monthly rent, which sounds impressive, right? But the median home price exceeds over $2 million. So if you do the math, that's just 3.5% gross yield before expenses. Property taxes alone eat up another 1.2% annually. So you're essentially paying just under $1 million extra for the zip code. Okay, so if Pacific Heights, after doing that kind of discovery, doesn't make a lot of sense, then what neighborhood does? Here's the shocking alternative. Just 15 minutes south in the Excelsior district, homes are averaging just over $1 million. But monthly rents there are just north of $4,600, which means that your gross yield is 5.28%. That's nearly double the return for $900,000 less in investment. Same city, same tenant laws, completely different economics. Another neighborhood that people sometimes get allured by is Nob Hill. It's got the New York feel, it's up on the hills, most of the buildings have a doorman, so you generally get that Manhattan sensation or feeling of when you walk into a building. But price is climbing so quickly there has actually made it a little bit of a tricky spot. The recent 51% price jump sounds great for appreciation, but rental yields actually decreased as prices outpaced these rents. Current Nob Hill yields are barely 3%. Meanwhile, other overlooked areas are delivering 2 to 3x better cash flow. So now let's get into the actual neighborhoods. And the first one I'm going to discuss actually shocks most agents when they look at it closer. And the title of yield champion is going to go to the Excelsior district. If you want maximum cash flow in San Francisco, forget about downtown. This one is your district. First, let's look at the strategic location benefits. It's positioned perfectly between McLaren Park's 313 acres and the Balboa Park BART station. You've got 3 BART stations within reach: Balboa Park, Glen Park, and Daly City. Multiple Muni lines, including 14 Mission, 29 Sunset, and 54 Felton. You've got a 20-minute commute to the financial district via the Balboa Park BART, and very easy 280 access for Peninsula commuters. Now let's look at the investment math. Median home price is $1.12 million. Average monthly rent, $33.80. That's a gross annual rate of 3.62% before expenses. Now the market temperature is quite hot, with homes selling on average at 14% above the asking price. And the days on market are just under 14, so this is incredibly high demand for an area. Now, what makes this place really cool is some of the hidden gems. McLaren Park includes the Jerry Garcia Amphitheater for summer concerts. You've got 2 golf courses, Glen Eagles and the McLaren Park Golf Course, 7 miles of hiking trails with panoramic city views. You've got the Mission Street Corridor, which is packed with authentic restaurants and shops that include the famous La Cometa Taqueria, Bo 2000, and Celog's Filipino restaurant. Now, as far as who is actually renting there, who are the tenants? Stable working families that stay on average for 3 to 5 years, a mix of city workers, healthcare healthcare industry professionals, and service industry folks. There's very, very low turnover, which means you have fewer vacant months as a landlord, and strong community ties, which curbs a lot of tenant flight risk. Now, here's what's crazy. The yield numbers get even more impressive when you look at our next neighborhood, and that is Visitacion Valley. I call this neighborhood the 7% secret. Now, this is a neighborhood that generates higher yields than just about 90% of all the other neighborhoods in San Francisco, while costing less than anywhere else in the city. And these are the numbers that matter. Median home price is just north of $1 million at $1,029,500. The average monthly rent, $32.95. That's a gross yield of 3.84% before expenses. The competition score is a 91 out of 100, and properties selling here are generally going at about 10% above the list price in just 18 days. There's also some explosive growth indicators here. Price per square foot is $809, holding steady year over year. It's still one of the most affordable entry points in all of San Francisco, and there's an executive park development that's bringing in 28 new 100 units. 50,000 square feet of new retail space is coming online, and the Candlestick redevelopment is going to bring about 10,500 new units as well. There's a major transit revolution also going on in this neighborhood, which is what is really going to drive its appeal. Getting in and out of it is about to get a lot easier. The T 3rd Street light rail connects you to downtown in about 25 minutes. You have one-on-one access in just 5 minutes for Peninsula jobs. There are tech shuttles from Google, Facebook, and Genentech that stop here now. Caltrain Bayshore Station is just 10 quick minutes away, and future transit improvements are in the city's planning books right now. So again, lots of great things that are on the horizon for this area in terms of transportation in and out. But perhaps most impressive is what's going on with the local scene. Leland Avenue Food Corridor, with diverse options such as Vietnamese pho, Mexican tacos, and Colombian dishes, have all been coming to market. There's genuine neighborhood character, unlike generic developments. Strong community organizations have kept this area safe. Weekly farmers markets at the Valley Greenway, and new coffee shops and cafes are opening monthly. Now, this stat alone should change how you are viewing San Francisco investment opportunities and the neighborhoods that hold those properties. But our next neighborhood is going to give you an entirely different dimension, and that is the Coastal Compromise, also known as the Outer Sunset. Imagine owning beachfront adjacent property that actually cash flows. That's the Outer Sunset's promise. Just take a look at this 5-year performance. Properties climbed from 1.2 million to 1.6 million. That's 33% appreciation plus rental income. Average days on market is a quick 15 days, which is twice as fast as the city's average of 36 days. Multiple offers are standard on well-priced properties. There's also a green premium here in the Outer Sunset. Green features really boost property values out here. There's energy efficient upgrades can attract eco-conscious tenants, and these tenants may pay a premium for sustainability. Tax credits are often available for green improvements, and you can future-proof your investment against rising energy costs. Now, here are some of the great lifestyle amenities of the Outer Sunset. Ocean Beach is just blocks away from most properties. The Golden Gate Park forms the city's northern border. Taraval and Judah Street dining includes local favorites like Outerlands, Java Beach Cafe, and Devil's Teeth Baking Company. The Irving Street corridor from 19th to 27th Avenue is packed with all kinds of great businesses. And you'll also find two things that are very San Francisco-esque, which is yoga studios and local breweries all throughout the neighborhood. This neighborhood also has a lot of transit advantages, like some of the others I've described. The N Judah line reaches the financial district in about 35 minutes. The El Tarval line provides another reliable transit option. Express bus routes like the NX Judah Express offer faster commutes during peak hours, and there's easy car access via 19th Avenue all the way to the peninsula. Most people assume that beach means lower yields, but these numbers tell a very, very different story. This next area's comeback is even more compelling, and that is Bernal Heights, also known as the Comeback Kid. Now, this neighborhood shocked America in 2014, and it's quietly setting up for a very impactful second act. Reason being, there's tremendous market movement. The number of homes sold is up over 16% year over year. This is creating rare buying opportunities in a tight market. The days on market average just 27. Many homes still receive multiple offers, with the average property selling for 17% over list price. But you've got a spillover effect from the neighboring Mission District, which is continuing to drive appreciation. But here's the other kicker, and that is the ADU gold mine. A main house can rent for about $4,500 monthly. You add a garage conversion ADU for an additional $2,500 a month, and you're sitting pretty. That brings your total income up to $7,000 on a $1.55 million investment. That's a 5.4% yield with built-in appreciation. Now, the reason I bring all this up is because the city has streamlined the ADU permitting process with a stated goal of cutting these approval times by 50%. Now, Bernal Heights has a lot of neighborhood character, and if you've driven through it, you know exactly what I mean. Cortlandt Avenue is buzzing with local local businesses. You've got Pinhole Coffee, Bear Bottle Brewing, and Red Hill Books. Saturday's farmers markets draw huge crowds. The Bernal Heights Park Summit has 360-degree views. And there's the famous rope swing with the best city panorama. Now, this area is a haven for tech workers. Multiple shuttle stops, Cortland and Mission, as well as Cesar Chavez. There's a 15-minute ride to the South Bay campuses. Young professionals are actually the main demographic that are driving up rents here. Presida Park has an outdoor movie area as well as community events, and Holy Park was recently renovated with a brand new playground, making this attractive for families as well. Now, this changes the entire equation for cash flow investors. But if you want true stability, our next strategy combines two areas for maximum returns. So let's take a look at the inner and outer Sunset combined strategy. While everyone is always looking to chase the next hot area, smart money quietly accumulates here for one reason, and that is families. Family tenants stay on average 3 to 5 years versus 1 to 2 years for the individual. There's literally 0 vacancy months between long-term tenants. No listing fees or showing costs annually as a result, and you have reduced maintenance from stable occupancy. Effective yields reach 7 to 8% with these factors. But why do families actually flock to this area? It comes down to 3 areas. First is education. This neighborhood is tops when it comes to San Francisco. Lincoln High School ranks in the top 10% statewide. Sunset Elementary scores 9 out of 10. AP Giannani Middle School is rated excellent. UCSF proximity attracts lots of medical students, and families move here specifically for the schools. Then there is the second factor that brings families here, and that is the food paradise. Irving Street from 9th to 27th is an excellent food corridor. Kingdom of Dumpling, Marufuku Ramen, Nopalito. San Tung is famous for its dry fried chicken wings. 22nd and Irving Market for Asian groceries. And there's weekly farmers markets on 9th and Irving's every Sunday. And then the last reason families flock here is the community infrastructure. 3 major parks are within walking distance. You've got Golden Gate Park, Grandview Park, and the Sunset Reservoir. Multiple playgrounds and recreation centers fill the area. The Lunar New Year celebrations and October festivals are something that make this area so well known. Strong neighborhood associations maintain the quality of the area as well and hold it up. So here's the conclusion, guys. From 3.5% yields in Pacific Heights to 7.1% in Visitacion Valley, smart money follows math and data, not prestige. A lot of these neighborhoods that I've mentioned to you have been overlooked by people for years because they're just not household names or what comes to mind when you think of San Francisco. But again, follow the smart money. Remember that actual 7.1% yield I told you about in Visitacion Valley? Here's the exact formula. Take the annual rent, divide it by the purchase price, and then multiply by 100. But the real secret? Add these 3 factors most investors miss. Tax benefits from depreciation add 1 to 2%. Principal paydown adds another 2 to 3%. And appreciation historically adds 3 to 5% in these areas. Your true returns? Often 12 to 15% annually. Look, I know making a move like this can feel really overwhelming. You've got the data and you understand why everybody's coming back now. But now you need someone that knows every one of these pockets and a team to work with that can help you navigate through all the tricky waters. So if you're thinking about planting roots down here in San Francisco, whether to live in or to invest in, my team is here to help you. Just shoot me a DM at Arjun Mortgage on Instagram or an email, arjun@lendclear.com, and tell me your story so that we can map out a strategy for you to take advantage of all these incredible markets here in the city. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video useful, and we'll see you on the next one.